Alrighty. So, basically, I think all we have to do today is talk to the Inquisitor. So it doesn't look like Martin is the murderer. Who is this? Sepp. Huh? Are you Joseph? That's right. Oh, Sepp. Sepp Hübner. That makes it easier. My father's name is Joseph. You call your dad by his Christian name? Huh. Huh. You the artist staying with the Gertners? Yeah, Andreas Maler. I'm only here for a few months and I'm heading back to Nuremberg. Oh, the big city. Impressive. I've been to Kempton Market a few times. Nice place. Never got any farther than that, though. Anyway, I live out past the mill. From the land there with my family. Came into town to talk about Andreas about, talk about Andreas about some nails. I think it meant to say to talk to Andreas about some nails. Just waiting for him to finish up. Oh, I'll leave you to it. Thanks. Nice meeting you, Andreas. Likewise. Until later, Sepp. Alright, so that guy's public drunk. Andreas has nothing to say to us, that's fine. So we learned a few things at the Spinning Bee. Granted, they weren't that interesting. We learned that Martin was a thief, we all knew that, but everyone thinks he probably didn't murder them, which is fine. But I think we also learned something about the woman here and Father Thomas. I really wish I used to be able, I wish I could speak to Father Thomas more. That's like, that's kind of an outstanding thing I would have liked to play around with. Because he seemed interesting. But I think pretty much just a matter of closing this out, I guess. I'm not 100% sure where we need to go. I presume it's going to be the church. God bless you, Master Maler. May I ask you some questions, Sister Matilda? You know Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's truly necessary. Forgive me. I'll leave you to your work. Okay, yeah, I don't want to confront her about her relationship with Voice Love. I don't think it's necessary, and I don't need to know more details about it. Alright. I think Ference is who I'm gonna try to pin it on if I can. Wait, where the heck is the, where the heck is it? Where are we supposed to go? Talk with Lucky to find out. I should get the money to Clara. Oh, we do need to deliver the money to Clara. Let's go do that. I think I forgot to do that last time. Gotta do some busy work. Because that's pretty important. I do think I tried to talk to her, but maybe not. So we still have the mystery of like what the heck was going on over there by the ruins. We never got much clarity on that. Let's continue. Commons, Gertner Farm. Being a farmer is a hard job. I don't think I could do it. Here we go. Hello, Andreas. If you don't have dinner plans, would you care to join us? Would you care to join us? I'd love to, Clara. Thank you. Wonderful. Bless us, O Lord, in these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. And we pray that you keep safe the soul of my dear Christine, gone these 6 years. She is missed at this table by her husband and children, but we take comfort that she will be with you in paradise. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen. I saw that wretch of a Miller this morning. The bastard had the gall to raise his hand to me in greeting. I should have spat at his feet. Dad, I don't know how we're gonna pay the Abbey's taxes if he raises the milling fee. Maybe you can work out an arrangement that benefits you both. No use talking to that man, not with the bad blood between us. I could try to speak to him. He's friendly with me. Absolutely not. Don't you ever speak to him again. Ever. I'm sorry, Dad. I won't, I promise. You're gonna give yourself chest pains again if you keep going on like that. It's not my chest that pains me, boy. Christ, but my back hurts. How are we going to get those fields planted in time? I've been picking up the slack, haven't I? We'll get by all right. The miller needs to make a living too. You shouldn't begrudge him his toll. God damn it, Andreas. That rat has never done a day's honest labor in his life. Think he built the mill? Ha! His father gave it to him, given to him by his father before him. I bet that bastard's never even stood on a field, much less worked one. Watch your heart, son. You want to leave Clara a widow? Why don't you go see Agnes Steinauerin about a balm for your back? I don't want goddamned women's medicine. Dad, we have a guest. If Agnes's medicine is good enough for me and Clara, I don't see why it can't help you too. The pain will pass. I'll push through, just as I always have. Stubborn boy. Why don't you talk to that old soldier up at the Abbey, eh? What was his name? Florian? Florian, yes. It was on the tip of my tongue. Why are you so fond of the Abbey, Peter? Florian might live at the Abbey, but he's a soldier still. Only one of them worth talking to now that Father Matthias has passed. What was that, a few months ago? 34, 35 months, I believe. Ah, young minds. A couple years, a couple months. You get to my age, there's no difference anymore. Matthias, you know, he was impressed by my age. Thought I must have been blessed by the Lord. Wanted to know all about my life and the things I'd seen. A good man for a monk. Not like that new abbot. Only cares about his coffers, Skirno does. That's the Abbey for you. Do you see Otto up there much, Andreas? The abbot keeps him busy. I had dinner with him in Endress recently. He was working on some repairs to the abbot's house. Did anyone at the Abbey have a hello for me? York. What, Clara? I'm only curious. Stare quizzically at Big York. Forget it. It was stupid anyway. We don't often get meals with you, Andreas. Pestering folks around town with questions like you do. You want to know anything about the town? What's the story with Martin Bauer? He's troubled, but I don't want to speak out of turn. He treats his wife terribly. Brigitte tries, Lord help her, but he doesn't hear a word of kindness from her that he can't turn into an insult. He's a lazy little thief with no morals and a wretched disposition, if you ask me. He doesn't get it from nowhere. What do you mean? His dad's an asshole. Nah, it's hardly an excuse. Fine, Dad. Don't you take that tone with your father, Jorg. Fine, Granddad. God damn it, Jorg. All this shouting is making Ursula restless. Let's finish our meal in peace. All right. Sorry, Ursula. Well, that was useless. We did not get much information there. I need to go to the chapter house to meet with the Archdeacon. Hello, Andreas. Why doesn't it let me give the money to Clara? I have the money. I want to give it to her. Does it just get taken out just automatically later? I hate having to rely on that, but whatever, I guess. I wonder if Johann did it. He seems sketchy. I think it might have been Father Thomas. If anyone did it, it might have been him. That's my guess. My actual guess. There's more to that story, I just don't know what it is. Haven't been able to figure it out. Alright, let's head to the chapter house. What are you doing here, Ulrich? What are all these people doing? Oh, you know what? I got lost. This is not where the chapter house is. Chapter house is down. Oh, nope. One more over. Alright, let's just get this over with, I guess. Andreas. Excuse me, I'm here at the Archdeacon's request. You can wait a moment. Master Maler, if you think I'm unaware of your actions around this abbey in the past few days, you are mistaken. I don't really care what you're aware of. You exhumed the corpse of one of the brothers of this abbey. Technically, we didn't exhume the body. We just removed all the dirt on top of it. I'm gonna say nothing, though. I should have expected that cur Otto Zimmerman would help you with such a ghoulish task. You'll pay for his role in this obscenity in due time. Now then, for all your meddling, you will not be welcome in Kiersau after your commission is completed. Fine. Your days of interfering in the daily life of this abbey will end. Yes, I already understood that. I'll leave you to the Archdeacon now. Try not to perjure yourself. God save you, Andreas Maler. Well, we can probably do a lot of this better in the future, but... Please state your name for our records. Andreas Maler, artist recently of Venice. Really? What brought you all the way to Upper Bavaria? I go where the work takes me, Your Reverence. Very well, thank you. Arnold, please write that down. I think we're ready to begin. Now then, Master Maler, what was your relation to Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel? I only knew him for a day, but we were on friendly terms. Do you feel you had a sense of him as a person? No, Your Reverence. That is unfortunate, but I'd like you to try to characterize the man for me. A nobleman for all the good and ill that goes along with that title. Do you have a problem with the nobility, Master Maler? Is this germane to the investigation, Your Reverence? I determine what is germane, and have you already forgotten who asked the questions here? My apologies, Your Reverence. Do you know of anyone who had reason to harm the Baron? I can think of a few people, Your Reverence. Good. That may help us solve the problem that faces us. The Baron Rothvogel was murdered here, in this very room. Someone did it. Father Gernot believes it was one of his monks, Brother Piero. I have met with Brother Piero and questioned him at length. While it seems that a man of his age and temperament could murder the Baron, he was discovered in flagrante delicto. Technically, he was discovered in corpus delicti, but was not caught in flagrante delicto. Body of the crime, sometimes literal, often figurative, the principle that must be proven to establish a crime has occurred. Master Maler, I am not interested in your clarifications, technical or otherwise, on matters of Latin or law. If you wish to advocate on behalf of Brother Piero, I suggest shutting your mouth until I ask you a question. Piero had reasons to resent the Baron. The loss of his work, the insistence on discussing the writings of the troublemaker from Wittenberg. And as for his age and infirmity, I myself have read of many cases in which a man of modest strength succumbs to the temptations of the devil. Once seized by a devilish fever, the poor sinner gains an infernal power that allows him to inflict grievous wounds, sometimes fatal. What I'm saying is that in spite of the curious circumstances, Brother Piero is the most plausible perpetrator of this most vile act. I understand that you are on friendly terms with Brother Piero. You also interacted with the Baron both in the town and the Abbey. Did you witness anything that suggests someone else could have murdered Baron Rothvogel? The Abbey's prior, Ferenc, was behaving suspiciously the day of the Baron's arrival. He may have had a motive. That is an extraordinary claim, Andreas. The abbot speaks highly of the prior, and he oversees both your and Brother Piero's work, does he not? Yes, Your Reverence. An extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence for me to take it seriously. Why should I take the word of an artist over the respected officer of this abbey? I can provide evidence of Prior Ferenc's motive. Please do so. Baron Rothvogel and Prior Ferenc were exchanging letters about performing a magical ritual during the Baron's visit. You have proof of this? I have a letter the Prior wrote to the Baron. In it, the Prior mentions that he will not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron does follow through on the threat to implicate him to inquisitors in Innsbruck. An implication of necromancy is a serious matter. The Prior's position would have been in peril, possibly even his life. How do you believe Prior Ferenc would have killed the Baron? I pray you will not say it was a magical ritual. I found a silver rod that belongs to Prior Ferenc. It has dried blood on it. A silver rod? Likely a magical tool of some sort, but it is of a size and weight appropriate for the head wound that the Baron received. How did you come to possess this item? In truth, it involved a little grave digging. Master Maler, while it is not my place or my task to hold you liable for what you've done, I will be informing Father Gernot. Is there anything else to say about the Prior? No, Your Reverence. Very well. Who else may have wanted to see the Baron dead? I can think of no one else who could have cause to harm the Baron, Your Reverence. Very well. Are you aware of anything else that might shed some light on this case? Has Brother Florian told you about the note he found in the Baron's clothing? Yes. Brother Florian explained how he came to find it and told me its contents. Master Adeljäger has entered his testimony in our register. I don't understand the implications. Who is the innocent? It's not clear to me either, Your Reverence. Do you believe the murderer wrote it? Whoever wrote it was a talented scribe. I understand Kiersau has two, the elderly brother Edok and the younger brother Guy. To be frank, Your Reverence, neither man has the skill to write in this way. There's something else about it too. The style is just different. Unlike Edok and Guy's writing. Unlike mine. Yes, well, whatever the particulars, it seems it will remain a mystery that stands apart from the commission of the murder. Unfortunately, there is more to tell. I found another note. A note had been written in the same hand on the same type of parchment to Sister Matilda. That is deeply troubling, but again, beyond the bounds of my investigation. In any case, I thank you for bringing it to my attention. Of course, Your Reverence. Until next time. Until then. The final day of law and judgment. Andreas, I didn't think you were coming to this. Well, here I am. It was the prior of the abbey, if you can believe it. Did you ever talk with him in the Abbey, Andreas? You missed the trial, Andreas. That Archdeacon read all of the charges and found him guilty. I worked with him every day. He was obsessed with dark magic. It was only a matter of time before he got caught. About time, then. Oh, here comes the procession. Did I miss anything? No, you're fine. Andreas. Otto. Agnus, oh. I didn't do this. God knows it, even if Agnus Dei. This can't be happening. It can't be happening. Get wrecked. Silence, silence. I order the executioner to carry out his duty. I warn him peace and safe conduct, whatever may befall him. My God, my God. Hold still. No, no, no! Oh, God. Brutal. My Lord Judge, have I executed well? You've executed as judgment and law have required. For that I thank God and my master who has taught me such art. Well, we got someone killed. I know this was your doing, Andreas. Take it up with the Archdeacon. It has nothing to do with me. The Archdeacon wouldn't have reached his verdict without your testimony. I read it. Again, take it up with the Archdeacon. I don't care what you have to say about it. You are no longer welcome at Kiersau, Andreas Maler. I will send your final payment to the gardeners. May you have a long and successful career in Nuremberg, and may you never travel this way again. Well, end Act 1 out of the Abbot's favor. Wait, this isn't the end of the game? This is just Act 1? Oh, man. I'm really curious now what replaying this would be like. We might have to do a second playthrough sometime. That could be pretty fun. Andreas, has the time come for you to leave us? I'm afraid so, Brother Piero. This farewell will have to be brief. Father Girno made it clear I was no longer welcome at Kiersau. I pray that time will soften the Father Abbot's heart. I hope he eventually realizes you were only trying to help me. This is a sad parting, but inevitable. I'd hoped you would stay a bit longer. But the world needs you more than Kiersau does. You've grown beyond this old abbey and become a master in your own right. I will miss you, my son. Who will keep you out of trouble when I'm gone? I pray that this is the last trouble I will see in my old age. I have God and you to thank for getting me out of it. Come, your masterpiece is complete. May I see it one last time before you go? Please, I value your assessment. The opinion of one old monk matters little. All the same, I'm excited to see it finished at last. Pretty. The Gertners. It is a masterpiece, truly worthy of the word. It appears you took my advice to heart. What advice was that? To put yourself into the work. Not just interpret another artist's work, but to transform it into something true. This shows the world as it is, as you have seen it, even if it is not what we may want to see. Though it is not my place to say so, I am proud of you, Andreas. What's this? A scrap of parchment. Do not return here. A warning. It was Gernot. Or was it? I don't know. Whose hand is this? Does not look like Brother Edoc's or Brother Guy's. Brother Florian and I found a similar note in the Baron's clothing. And another while I was investigating. It must have been written by someone who knew the darkest secrets of the town and this abbey. They tugged at those secrets to kill the Baron, like someone pulling at threads that had been buried in the past. A frightening thought, but who would do such a thing? God knows. He does, and I hope his love can still the wickedness in the heart of whoever wrote this. Do not trouble yourself overly about it. Your future lies outside of these walls. I hope that you will have time to visit me once or twice in your travels before the Lord takes me. I'm sure we'll see each other again, assuming Father Gernot doesn't forbid it. We must have faith that better days lie ahead for all of us. God bless you, Andreas Maler. God bless you, Brother Piero. Who is that? Oh, it's Andreas, but older.
Are you all right, Master Andreas?
What?
Are you all right, Master Andreas?
Yes, thank you. I was just remembering him. Trying to, anyway. Doesn't come easily anymore.
Oh, would you like me to leave you alone?
No, Casper, it's not necessary. There's nothing to be done about it now, it's too late. Like so many things. Andreas Maler, I never expected to see your face here again. You've been in Nuremberg for these last 7 years. No, Nuremberg for a few years, but I received some lucrative commissions abroad. Oh, hey! Okay, we got new choices. Holy smokes. Aragon seems like it might be fun. Knowing Spanish seems useful. Cultural touchstones from Barcelona and Valencia. England could be really useful. I'm trying to think, what year does this take place? It's like the 1500s? What do we think is the most interesting... What do we think is the most interesting and beneficial time period, or country for this time period? Do we have any ideas? So the reason why I wanted to pick Aragon is because, one, Aragon is where one of my favorite World of Darkness characters is from, or one of the more interesting World of Darkness characters in World of Darkness lore. So that's kind of fun. But I think knowing Arabic is really, really helpful, and it could help us read like old scripture, which could be neat. England obviously could be really useful. But I don't know. I don't know what the best background is. I guess French might also be useful for various reasons. Yeah, let's do Aragon. Why not? Knowing Arabic seems useful. Forever Platinum says, do we have any evidence that the Venice choices gave you better different outcomes or just different flavor text? I don't remember. I think it helped once or twice. I spent a few years in Aragon. They're quite fond of the Netherlandish painters, and my style was, well, close enough. Are they still conducting those ghastly inquisitions there? Across the peninsula, yes, though less so in Aragon. Why? I find them cruel. The Jews were ejected from Dijon as well. An ugly part of our history. I'm surprised you care at all. Well, I'm not about to leap into a fire to save anyone, but I don't think it's right what's happened to them. In spite of your extensive travels and success, you are not welcome at Kiersau. Abbot hasn't forgotten what happened. 7 years isn't all that long. Simply wanted to pay my respects to an old friend. Surely you understand that. I understand why Father Abbot expelled you from the Abbey. What were you expecting, a hero's welcome? Land house, an inn or tavern, usually owned and operated by a single family that serves travelers in rural areas. I didn't get Ferenc killed, if that's what this is about. The Archdeacon is the man who found him guilty. Why should I be held responsible for it? Andreas, get out! Why is he so rude? That monk seemed unhappy to see you, Master Andreas. I wonder if there's any way to do this without getting the deacon mad. Why is the abbot so angry with you? Toward the end of my stay in Tassing, there was a murder at Kiersau Abbey, a nobleman. Father Guerneau panicked and accused my friend, Brother Piero, of committing the crime. I helped convince the investigating Archdeacon that another monk was responsible, Prior Ferenc. He was executed for the crime. You got someone killed? No, I collected evidence and presented it truthfully. The Archdeacon is the one who made the ruling. Well, you couldn't let your friend die. Why didn't you mention it before? I suppose it must have been a hard situation about... It must have been a hard situation about if the abbot is still this mad at you. Simply the Worst says, I was thinking that he probably wouldn't care as much if you got the old woman or the stonemason killed. I definitely think getting the old woman killed would have upset absolutely no one. Which is wild. Obviously. And then the stonemason, I feel like would screw the town over because everyone said that his work and Otto's work were really, really busy all the time, and the abbot needed them. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I had to make some difficult choices. Maybe they were the wrong ones. I've had to live with that. Why did we come here if you're not welcome? I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. And to be honest, I'm not looking forward to returning to Nuremberg. This commission, it's an obscene vanity piece under the pretext of a religious scene. My patrons just want to celebrate themselves and their wealth. Dread each new commission more than the last. Every step I take toward home is agonizing. But, Master, you're famous and rich. Your work is wonderful. When I saw your altarpiece in Nuremberg, I begged my father to help me become your apprentice. I don't understand how you could accomplish all that and all that you have and be unhappy. I thought I wanted to be like my father, like my brothers. I thought that was my dream. Once, I wanted this life so much that it consumed my every waking thought. I don't know if I've changed, or if what I wanted was never really real. Maybe I've been a fool this whole time. I want life as an artist to be better for you, Casper. Learn from my mistakes, all right? All right, yes, Master Andreas. Well, come, let's visit my old friend Klaus. It's been too long. As you like, Master Andreas. Finch the Bint says, hello there. Hello, Finch. How are you doing? Room is sparse compared to what I'm used to. Not tired yet. Perhaps after complete. Monastic hour corresponding to 8 p.m., one of the little hours of prayer. The monks and nuns retire to their dormitories shortly afterward. You know, we haven't really heard any hour referred to as a big hour of prayer. Is every single hour of prayer a little hour of prayer? Something to think about.
Hello, Andreas. How are you enjoying your stay?
It's been wonderful, Hannah. Thank you.
Oh, good. You're in the best room we have. I'm glad it's to your liking. Was there anything else?
No, thank you. Until later.
Until then.
Oh.
Good day, Master Maler.
Ah, Master Maler, is it? Hello and welcome. I am Nico Berger. I own this land house and run it with my wife Hannah and our son Killian. I believe my boy helped you to your room. Is it to your liking? It's lovely, thank you. I'm glad to hear it, glad to hear it. When you arrived in town, one of the locals said you lived here a few years back.
Yes, and I worked for the Abbey as an artist.
Ah, I see. I heard that you were involved in solving a murder.
Are you trying to ask me to solve a murder?
No, never mind. Well, I'll leave you to your day. Until later.
Until then.
Hello, Andreas.
Interesting. Alright, so we have like a full-on second act of the story to now play through. And Tassing seems a little bit different than the last time we were here. But the voice lav uses time in almost all of the Abbey's cooking. Maybe because it grows so easily here. Oh my god, it's Otto.
Just do it. You know it's the right thing. I don't understand why this is so hard for you. Otto, I'm scared. It's dangerous to cross the Abbot. Would you prefer the alternative?
You don't need to do that, Otto. I understand. I'm just saying.
Andreas? Andreas Maler. It's good to see you again, old friend.
Otto, you're looking well. This is my apprentice, Kaspar Ziegler, from Salzburg. A small city located on the river Salzach and founded on Roman ruins. Rumors of violence and rebellion in the city are becoming more common. Kaspar's hometown. Good day.
Ah, that answers that. I thought he might be your son.
No, we don't grow them that fast, even in Nuremberg.
They grow fast enough around here.
Eva and I just had our first, little Otto, though we call him Oats. I can't believe he's with Eva. Good for him. He made it happen.
Congratulations to you both. That's wonderful news. Thank you. It's been a trial with Dad gone, but Clara and Ursula help out where they can.
Oh, Ursula's like a little girl now. Nice. I'm sorry to hear about your father.
That's life. At least he's with the Lord now, free of his aches and pains. I know Eva wrote to you about my father's death, Andreas. Why don't you write back?
Sorry to interrupt, but I should be heading back. Otto, aren't you going to reintroduce me to your friend?
This is Martin, of course. Martin Bauer, can't you tell?
Oh, it's fine, Otto. It's been 7 years and I was so much smaller then. Also, no beard. Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Martin. Hello. Sorry to run, but I have to get these sheep back to the farm. As much as I love whiling away the hours in the meadow, I have a lot to attend to. Otto, I'll see you at the meeting later. Andreas, until later. Good to see you, Martin. Interesting, so he must have taken over sheep herding from Till.
Pain in my ass.
Can't believe how much Martin's changed.
True. It's like the prodigal son. Took over his father's farm after Franz died.
He's been a much better husband to Brigitte and provider for Kat. Franz died? How's little Wolf doing?
Franz's heart gave out. Local legend says he was screaming at Kat and he dropped dead. Not that I want anyone to suffer, but few were sad to see that man go. And little Wolf, he died a few months after you left. I think Martin still feels guilty about it.
Is something happening in town?
You picked an interesting time to visit. Come by the town commons in a while. I think you'll be interested to hear what I have to say.
I'll consider it. Thanks.
Hope to see you there. Until later.
Interesting. So there's something happening in the town square, and soon enough we'll have to go visit Klaus. Pretty neat.